Asmussen here, and I can believe this day finally arrived after so much preparation around this project. This is the WinterDorf quilt. It was inspired by the place that I used to live in Switzerland before my family relocation to US in 2016. So now we live here in Connecticut. You can find all the information and the official announcement for the sew along on my blog, on my website. I will post the link. If you're watching from Instagram, it's probably in bio, the link. If not, if it's Facebook or YouTube, I will post all the links on the bottom of the video. Yeah. So before we really start with the sewing fun, what do you need to do? You need to go and get your pattern and then print. Don't forget to print 100%, scale 100% to print, yeah? And then we are going to start with our first block, the snowflake. Before we start, I would like to mention some printing updates that I just realized now. So for the page 3, you still need to print 8 copies. But for the page 4, I just realized now that I included the second template, the mirrored one, on the same page. So you just need 4 copies of the page 4, okay? So, I think I said everything, so let's start. So here we have everything we need to sew our units. The paper templates, they look pretty much the same, but don't forget, you are going to make 4 units with a lighter fabric and 4 units with a darker fabric. It has some slightly variation with the fabric, and also 1 unit you're going to sew together like this, and the other unit like this. So one is like this and another one is like this. So this is our variation on the units, and this is, I'm going to do one of each. So here we have fabric A, fabric B, C, D, E, and F. All the colors are on your directions, on your instructions in your pattern. So here, if you never worked with foundation paper piecing before, I thought that it could be cool to show to you with my light box for you to have an idea exactly how it works and how we are going to be sewing our fabric pieces using the paper template. And this is why I'm working with this light box, because I believe it will be easy for you to see and understand. So I like to have these rulers. Those are from OmniGrid, just to help me to fold the paper, the paper template while we are sewing the fabric pieces. So I'm going to show to you. First, we are going to follow the numbers from our template, in the right order. So I know the first seam, it will be between the number 1 and 2. So I like to do like this, just to help with the fold my paper. And this line is going to be actually our seam. So now I know that the pieces, the numbers 1 and 2, are with the fabric. See, that is the white one. So I will need to take 2 pieces, one for number 1 and another for number 2. So in our pattern, we are using just solid fabrics. But if you decide to use some fabric with designs, motifs, you remember to this first piece, you need to um, lay down the first piece with the back side of the fabric facing you. Because when you put your template on the top and sew, you want the right side of the fabric showing this side. The back side of your template is going to be actually the right side after you remove the paper, yeah? So it is important for you to remember this for this first piece. So for now, for us, it doesn't make any difference because solid fabrics have the back and the front side looking the same, yeah? So we are going to align our two fabrics here. And then I like, because I'm kind of lazy, I like to position my paper template like trying to be close to a quarter of inch here, because sometimes I don't need to trim the after sewing, yeah. But here you can see you have like the fabric covering all the area of your piece number one. And when you fold like I did, you will also have piece number two, yeah. So you are good to go. And this is why I'm showing in the light box. If you don't have a light box, you can also use the window just to be sure that the piece of fabric that you choose or you cut to sew with your template is the right size, like covering all the area of the shape that you need. Yeah, don't forget that this part of the sew is this is the seam allowance also needs to be covered. Yeah, otherwise you will not be able to piece one unity with the other one. Yeah, so now we are good to go to our sewing machine and sew right on the top of this line. Okay, so let's go. So now you are going to take your template. You can use a pin to, make sure that everything is still on the right place without shifting. And now you are going to sew in this line, okay? From the start to end. You can even go here. And before I start to sew, I like to reduce my stitch length for very close stitches, like 1.2, between 1.2 and 1.4. Yeah. And here we go. And now we have our first seam. Yeah. And you see how close the stitches are, because you want this line be really looking really straight, yeah, without any gap. And now we are going to press our seam, yeah. Now is the moment that I was waiting for the entire week to introduce you this wonderful tool for this technique when you really want some flat and crispy seams. And for foundation paper piecing is exactly what you want. The finish for your unities and for your work, the clapper. This clapper is from our new sponsor, the Hard Rock Woodworks. They are a small business and they have a wonderful Etsy shop. and you can order yours direct from them, and it's really a high quality, and it is a solid piece of wood that it will help you to give the right weight um, for your seam and to make this really flat right after pressing. So now I'm going to show to you how I like to do. Yeah, first I like to use like a baking paper because I really don't like the idea of burning my fabric or something. So I always like to place a baking paper. I can put in the middle here. Yeah. Then I will come with my iron and give a good press. Not too much because I don't want to burn my fabric. Yeah, just to heat a little. And then I will come with my clapper and gently making some weight until the fabric cool down after iron, without any risk of burning my fabric, because sometimes people go with the iron and do this, and you will burn your fabric and you will be ruining. Imagine this is our first seam, so it's not so critical, but imagine when you are in your last seam and you decide to make this with your own iron, how your fabric is going to be. Look how nice, crispy and flat it is. So this clapper, the people from Hard Rock Woodworks, they send one clapper for our giveaway tomorrow. So stay tuned. And yeah, this is wonderful. I'm totally in love with this, and I can't imagine my sewing adventures without this anymore. So let's keep going with our unity. So now we are back to our light box, and we have already um, fill it, yeah, the space number 2 with the right color of fabric, the white. And now we need to move to number 3. And number 3 is with fabric F. Yeah, so I'm going to take my magical ruler to set up my sewing line here, and I'm going to fold my template again, yeah, because I like to make easier to position my fabric here. I'm going to fold. Oops. Be careful to not fold in the wrong out of the line. Yeah, you want everything. Okay. And I want to cut this a quarter of inch out of my template because I don't need this extra fabric here. You see? So I'm going to my cutting mat and I'm going to trim this part of fabric just to reduce the bulk and be sure that I'm going to position my piece exactly on the right place for sewing, okay? So first I'm going to trim a quarter of inch this piece, yeah? Okay, trim it. Now I'm ready to join with my next piece of fabric that is the dark blue. And can you see? Oopsie. Here. You see this is here and the other end is here, so it's covering everything, and it's also now, even now it's difficult to see because the fabric is too dark, but it is on the right place. Yeah, I am sure that everything is, number 3 is all covered with the right fabric, even the sew allowances are covered. So I can put another pin. Turn again. Yeah. And put a pin here just to be sure that nothing is going to shift while I move to the sewing machine. Yeah. And now we're going to sew this line between the number 2 and number 3. And now we are back to our pressing station. Yeah. With all our tools and accessories. We're going to turn this here. I like to just press my finger a little bit before I go on paper. Now the clapper. And here we go. Oops. Here we go. Let's move to number 4. You know the drill already, yeah? I'm going to take my other dark blue fabric and align here, making sure that all the area of my fabric, that is this triangle here, you can see here, it is inside of the rectangle. Let's grab another pin and fold and grab this here to make sure that everything will be in the right place, and we will see between the line between the 2 and 4. And we are back to our pressing station. Okay. Next number is number 5. Yeah. And now I know that number 5 is also with a white piece of fabric. Then I'm going to align under and put on top. Now pay attention, because you're not going to sew here. You're just going to sew on the line, exactly on the line. This is your seam and you just follow the line. Here we go. We have our unity. Let's open and press. We have number 5 now. We need number 6. But first we need to fold our sewing line. Now our next color is fabric E. So can line here. Or pressing. Oh, we have some surprise here. And now number 7 is also another fabric E. Again. Number 8, and we arrived at the point of the unity where the color variation happens between this unity and the other one. So for this unity that we're going to make 4, we are going to use fabric B for number 8 and 9. But first we are going to fold our sewing line, our piece of a fabric B, and make sure that everything is on the right place, and we are covering the whole piece. Yeah, our pressing station again, and here we're going to just mark with our fingers. Now it's just number 9 missing, the other fabric. Make sure that everything is covered. Yeah, so now we're done sewing our last number for this unity. So now I need the template number 10, and I know that I'm sewing this unity now because I was using the dark fabric for the pieces 8 and 9. So I know it's this template and not this one, this one, this one, and this template. So I'm going to use this template number 10 to cut this fabric. So now I just cut it my piece number 10, and I'm going to sew right sides together. So now we have our first unit ready. For our other 4 unities, everything is going to be pretty much the same until the number 8, because then we are going to switch to use the lighter fabric to number 8 and 9. That is the fabric D. And press our fabric. Now we are going to do number 9. Fold our sewing line, our other piece of fabric on the right place. Here, let's use some pins to make sure that is. So fold our seam. Okay, now we are going to trim around our template. So now we have the template, the unit we did before with the darker fabric, and we have the template we just work it now with the lighter fabric. And remember that also the piece number 10 needs to be mirrored, so it needs to be like this. So first, remember to use the right template to cut the piece number 10 for this. If you are working with solid fabric, again, it doesn't make any difference because solid fabrics, they have back side and front looking the same. Yeah, so you can just turn if in case you know cut wrong, use the wrong template. But for sewing, you need to remember those pieces need to be mirrored. Otherwise, it's not going to be a straight line and not work for our snowflake block. Okay, so now I'm going to just sew piece 10 with our foundation template. And then you can just piece all the other units together following our pattern. Okay? And don't forget to just remove the paper from the back of your units. Only remove the paper when you are really finished to sew all the units together, you know? This with this, this with this. When you have your entire block ready to go, no seams, then you remove the paper. Just to be sure that you will have perfect um, piecing results between the units. So I hope this tutorial helped you to understand better the foundation paper piecing concept and also to sew your snowflake block together. Because next week we're going to be moving to our next block and you need to be prepared. So if you didn't get the pattern, your WinterDorf PDF file, visit my website and you can get there, or my link in bio if you are on Instagram. Don't forget tomorrow, by the end of the day, Thursday, our giveaway with our new super secret weapon, the clapper from Red Rock Woodworks. Also visit their Etsy shop because they have some other amazing projects with solid wood, very good quality products. So see you on Sunday with the winner of this week giveaway and on the next tutorial video for the next vlog. Okay? I hope you decide to sew along with me. Yeah? It's going to be fun until the very last week. Okay? So give some like on this video, follow me on my social media, and show also some support to our sponsors because we are going to have very cool products until the end of the WinterDorf Sew Along. So see you soon. Bye.